Please give me a moment. I'll just make sure everything is working fine, and we'll get started in a few couple of minutes. Okay, I think we're live on all the channels. Just give me. Okay, that's good, and everything seems to be in order. Lovely. Hello and a very warm welcome to today's YouTube live stream. My name is Jose, and it is the 22nd of March 2021, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. At this time, every weekday we go live. I cover topics such as Google Ads, video ads, digital marketing, pretty much anything and everything to do with generating more leads or sales online for your business. Every weekday we have a different topic and subject, and today is one of the most powerful ways you can reach your audiences on Google Ads. It's one of my most favorite ways as well, and we're talking about Google Ads custom audiences. Now, before I jump into the interface and we create how to set up a custom audience, just want to do a quick bit of housekeeping that if you are new here, the format of this session is that I will cover today's topic, which is custom audiences, and I'll try my best to answer any questions there may be towards the end of the session. So please put in your questions in the comment box around the video, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. Okay, let's close this bit. And before we get started, I would also like to tell you about this masterclass where I show you how to create a very high converting Google Ads campaign in less than 30 minutes. So if you're interested, just go to this URL on the screen, along the bottom of the screen, and sign up. It's for free, and the masterclass is about 20 minutes long, so it's not very long. Okay, I'm just going to check one more thing and then we'll get started. Okay, brilliant. Now, before we get started with setting up the custom audiences, I want to go through with you what it is, how to set it up, why you should be using custom audiences. So I'm in the Google Support Center, and this is where you will get the most accurate information and description about anything with regards to Google Ads. There are lots of different blogs, websites, gurus, experts, and so on. This information will be 100% accurate, and this is the only place where I go to trust any information. So something new which Google has bought out, or something which has changed, they will update over here. Okay, so custom audiences help you reach your ideal audience by entering relevant keywords, URLs, and apps. And this is why this is such a great way to target your audiences. As the word suggests or is, which is custom, this is not a predefined or pre-built audience in Google Ads. There are hundreds and or thousands of these pre-built audiences. You can actually customize your audience. There are literally no limits to who you can target and reach. The only limitation is your imagination. And you can use and set up custom images, custom audiences in display campaigns, discovery, Gmail, and video. So except the search campaigns, you can and shopping, you can pretty much run these audiences on these four types of campaigns. And Google will then show ads to people with these interests or purchase intentions on pages, apps, and videos. So it is intent based. It's not by keywords or by placements. It is literally by intent. So before we used to have two different types of custom audiences. One was intent and one was custom affinity, but now they have merged them together and made one powerful audience. Okay, how do they work? Let's do that. So custom audiences automatically choose the right audience to best fit the needs of your campaign. Based on your campaign goals and bidding strategy, the system will interpret all of these signals and choose an audience that is focused on reach, consideration, and performance. So let's say you want to target marathon runners. So instead of just targeting sports fans affinity audience, you or a running shoe company, you may want to reach avid marathon runners, because a sports fan affinity audience, although this is a long-term interest-based audience, is too broad. Sports fan could be football, tennis, cricket, baseball, basketball. It's too broad. So now you can see how you can niche down or target those avid marathon runners instead. So with custom audiences, the shoe company who wants to sell these shoes can define this audience by either entering the keywords, URLs, or apps. And what they mean by that is anyone who has been to a particular URL or have downloaded an app or visited an app. So interest based, like 5K runs, triathlon athlete, or long distance runner. URLs of website with content about running, training schedules, marathon, nutrition, and other marathon themes. The other way you can target websites are your competitors. So if you want to target, let's say Nike or Puma, they sell these marathon running shoes or running shoes, and you want to target those runners, you can take that URL of the running shoe pages from Nike, Puma, Adidas, and so on, and target them in your campaign. And that is kind of like pinching the traffic which goes onto Nike and all these other big websites, Amazon perhaps as well, and showing your ads in front of those people. So it's a very powerful way to leverage the audiences of your competitors. And you can also use the same thing with apps in the health and fitness category that avid marathon runner may be likely to be interested in. So like Google Fit or any other kind of fitness apps. So let's go on to how we will input these. So you've got three columns: reach people based on the interest or behavior. Input would be keywords, and then you enter the interest in the form of keywords, right? And then Google will try and show your ads based on their behavior activities. This is what I just mentioned: people who browse websites similar to the URL. So you enter the website of those other companies or competitors, and then Google will try and show you ads to those. Now, I'm not saying that it is remarketing to your competitor's website. Google doesn't say that. Neither they say it over here that we will target those. What they are saying is they will show people who go to these similar or these kind of websites. But the algorithm is very powerful. It knows what kind of websites, apps we are using, and they will match that audience to our campaign. And neither does it mean that your ads will show on those URLs. Of course not. And then the same for the apps. I'm going to go into the Google Ads interface in a minute to set up a custom audience. It literally takes minutes, and you are going to learn. Let's go into about audience targeting. Similar stuff they've got here. I'm going to put this in the comment box so you guys can check it out afterwards. Okay, hi Mozam Nazir, Prakash and Arthur from Brazil. A very warm welcome to all of you and everyone else who's watching it online. Okay, so that's the URL which I've just put it in the comment box on YouTube. This is very important over here. You see now campaign type. So if you're running a display, search, or video, or a hotel campaign, you can see that on the search one you can't do custom audiences, whereas over here on display you can do custom. Where is it gone? Custom audiences there. On video you can do that, and they've forgotten. Well, Gmail is kind of like a display. So in the display, which is the GDN, you got affinity, custom audiences, detailed, demo, live interest, in-market, remarketing, customer match. Customer match is where you upload your email list to Google Ads, but your account needs to be whitelisted, and I think the minimum spend needs to be $50,000 in the account. So if you got an account manager, you need to make sure that they whitelist your account for that. And the same for search and for video. And there's a little bit more at the bottom as to what each one of these audiences are. You can read about them in your own time. Okay, let's go into Google Ads, and if you have any questions, then please start putting them in, because there is a delay in the transmission, so please don't wait until the very last moment, as I may not see your question come through. Okay, so let's say you're in your campaign. So you can set up the campaign couple of ways, in the campaign and also through the audience manager. My recommendation would be to set it up once in the audience manager, and then you can use it repeatedly over and over again in different campaigns. So you'll see this, and at the top you've got remarketing, custom audiences, combined audiences. We want to go into custom. I've got some from before, so ignore these, and I'm going to make a new one. I can put in, let's say we are targeting running shoes, right? Now you've got two options over here in the first box: people with any of these interest or purchase intentions. If you are not sure about what this means, which is fairly straightforward, you hover the mouse over this question mark bubble, and then it will say enter keywords describing your ideal customers' interests or products and services they're actively researching to buy. Now this works for e-commerce as well as for lead generation. So let's say if I wanted to do web design, I can put in keywords like web design services, best web designers, and so on. The other thing which we can also do is over here, when we go in there, browse people who browse types of website, I can put in all my competitors' websites in here. So when their audiences go on Google or YouTube or Google Display Network, my ads can potentially pop in front of them. And then the second option over here is people who searched for any of these terms on Google. So if you recall just now, I said there were two types of audiences which have been merged into one. This is it. So this was the long-term interest affinity audience we call, and this is what we call the in-market audience, where people have actively searched for these terms on Google. And again, if you put the mouse over it, enter search terms your ideal customer is using on Google. Your ads will reach people who search for those and similar terms only on campaigns running on Google properties. So Google properties are like ESPN, CNN, Wall Street Journal, all these websites where Google can potentially place the ads, your ad can show. We've got over 2 million high quality websites where your ads can potentially be placed. So this is, both of these are a very powerful way to target these. Now, you'll probably, someone is going to ask me, or they have also asked me before many times, which one is the best out of this lot? Well, you try it and test it. Keep one campaign with this interest, and then another one with this one, and see which one is giving you the best performance. Now, if I were to search for this, I put in the keyword. Now see, the algorithm knows what we are looking for. And now I can put in black Nike running shoes if it's for women or men. And if I have both, I will running shoes, tennis. Now this is different. Tennis shoes. I don't want tennis, so I'm not going to put this in. Running shoes, running shoes, running shoes. There's no limit to how many you can put it, but I would say about 10 to 15 is more than enough to give Google a flavor as to what we are looking for. Running, black athletic shoes, possibly running. I would say that's enough. I'll add a couple more. Affordable. Now, this does not mean that this is like the search campaign where we are going after those keywords. This is just a general overview as to what the kind of keywords we are looking for, so that Google can show our ads to those people who have searched these or similar keywords, right? Now you're going to get the weekly impressions, which you always get loads. I don't know how accurate this is, but as long as it is in millions, you are pretty much good. It then gives me the demographics and the age and the parental status. So 63% is female, 37 are male. Age, okay, these are the age they're going to show your ads to, and these are the parental status. You can't choose which ones you can or can't show your ads to over here, so you will do that at your campaign level setting. This is just to show you the data they have on these people. So I've done that. Now if I wanted to put in my competitor's website or any other website, like I don't know what the website URL is, I'm just showing it to you. Running shoes. That's what you're going to do, is to put that in like that. You can have as many running shoes or whatever their URL is. You don't need to put them, both of them together. You can keep them separate. I would keep them in a separate ad group or campaign. Then I can see which ones are giving me a better results. And then all you do is save. And once this is saved, you can then allocate it to any campaign. I'll cancel it because I've got over here Nike football shoes, Puma football shoes. So that's what I've done before. People with any of these interests or purchase intentions, just put them in here and your custom audience is saved. Literally, it takes a few minutes. And how easy it is. It's a very powerful way to target your audiences. Okay, now I can see a few comments and questions. I'm going to refer to those now. If you have any, please start putting them in, and I'll start from the top. So first of all, hello to everyone, and thank you for being here and sending these questions and comments. I truly appreciate that. Prakash, what does whitelisted mean? That means that your account is eligible. If it is not whitelisted, you will not have that option to upload that email list. That's all. So that's the term we use when we speak with Google. Can you whitelist my account for certain function or beta testing or whatever? Diversify RX. Hi there. Where do I find the data for how many times my tracked URL has been viewed in Google Analytics? Find the data for how many times my tracked URL has been viewed. So that will be the impressions as to how many visitors have been to your website. Well, not visitors, is the impressions. Impressions would be the ad impression. So what you're trying to do is to find out how many times the number of visitors. If that's what I would track, is the number of visitors on that URL, because anyone who has viewed that URL is a visitor on that page. They can't view it otherwise. So I would just look at that. Mozam Nazir. Any suggestion for robocall? How can we stop them on our toll-free number? Please help me. I'm really not sure what robocall is. I haven't heard of it. It looks like some kind of phone tracking or call forwarding app. How can we stop them on our toll-free numbers? I'm sorry, I can't help you on that. I'm really not sure. Let me do one thing. Hold on a second, because I'm not sure what it does. Robocall. Let's see what they are. Who they are. Okay, I can't find the URL. If you have a URL for them, I'll happily look that for you. And that's the URL for our coaching program. If you should you need any help in that. Diva Rava, digital Rava. How to use custom audience for first ad? Should we use it for warm audience or cold audience? Very good question. It will be for cold, because they have not come across your brand or your business or your product. So this will surely be for cold, but they're not cold audiences. They are looking for that product or service on the internet. They have visited those websites as well. So they are not cold audience. If you think that the only thing which has not happened is they have not visited your website or stumbled upon your brand, but they are a warm audience, and that's why they work wonderfully well. If I'm looking for running shoes and I'm searching and surfing, and all of a sudden your ad pops up, and I see a photo and the price, and I think, wow, this looks really good, I'm going to click on it. This does not mean that I'm going to convert, but at least I have clicked on it and I've been to your website. So I would say, yes, it's a cold audience for your brand, but they are not a cold audience. They are not the top of the funnel. I would classify them as the middle of the funnel, or funnel, possibly the bottom as well, because they are actively searching for it. If you are going after those in-market audiences where the buying intent is there, buy running shoes, that means they're looking to buy that product. Okay, diversify RX. I'm not sure what you mean by tracking a conversion. Yes, you need to track every conversion, and that's what you want. That's what you need to to do to run a campaign before you run any campaign tracker conversion. So robocall is an automated phone calls. You put your 800 phone number on the do not call list. Okay. So you're saying, how can we stop them on our toll-free number? So you're saying how to stop robocall putting your toll number on their do not call list. I really am not sure. I'm sorry, I can't help you on that. You'll need to go into the help center or the support center and ask them how to stop. I've not heard of this robocall at all. But anyhow, I think I've answered all the questions I have. Good. So thank you guys and girls for being here. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time. So till then, stay safe, and I look forward